Hey, welcome back, everybody. And I hope you were able to get over to the expo. Just a little information about how to get to the expo. On the left side of your screen is an expo button. If you press that, that will take you right into the expo area. And I know Virginia Joy at Still Point Aromatics was there live. I don't know whether she will be at the end, but you can always ask her questions. And throughout the weekend, we'll have the expo available so you can ask questions. We're going to go for about another 45 minutes, and then we will open up the expo again. We'll let you know as we get closer to it, and I hope you take advantage of it. It's a very unique offering to be able to do this. And again, I've done a lot of summits. I've participated and taken them, and there are a lot of selling going on, and that's not what this is about. Um, so I want to get back to what we've been talking about, and I want to just speak briefly about the cornea. That's the clear window of the eye. The cornea has a lot of little nerve endings, so if you don't moisturize or get the coverage on the cornea, this can lead to a lot of painful dryness. And part of the issue is the eyelids, which is the next part of the eye, because the eyelids are the place where we have our major lymph area of the eye. There are two types of glands that are housed in the eyelids that produce the tears. And that's where people get conditions like meibomian gland dysfunction or blepharitis. A lot of times this starts with the eyelids, and then as it penetrates more deeply into the back of the eyes, where we get conditions like cataracts, floaters, and macular issues, it starts with the eyelids. And so taking care of your eyelids using a lot of different remedies, of course, the MSM eye drops. Castor oil massage is a very good one because castor oil has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties. You can massage it very gently on the eyelids, and you can also use a lot of compresses. Gotu Kola is a great one. Mugwort is another one. You can also use Eye Bright. That's another great tea that you can use as a compress over the eyelids. And so that's kind of the structure of the eye. Now we're going to move into prescriptions. So myopia is, as we say, in epidemic proportions, fear-based way of seeing. Um, you need a minus lens for a prescription, but again, it's very much related to that sympathetic nervous system, fight, flight, freeze, lots of stress in the eyes. And of course, when you get a nearsighted lens, it's reinforcing that compression in the eye tissue. And it also affects your consciousness and how you're able to navigate the world. When a person is very nearsighted, it's hard for them to receive. They're always in the doing phase. There isn't a lot of being, and they're very frightened about taking their lenses off because then they're in the blur, which makes them more vulnerable. And the stronger the prescription, the earlier you became nearsighted, and this can be caused by energetic invasion, abuse issues. This is why I like doing modalities that kind of balance and open up and soften your survival circuits. However, you can do that. There are so many different ways. One of the participants who texted me, she's a friend of mine. She does some amazing healing running bars, as an example. And there's cranial work, there's acupuncture, there's somatic healing. There are a lot of different ways, and it's less about the modality and more about the practitioner and how sensitive they are in being able to help you manage your survival circuits. And the one thing to remember about all of these conditions is the empowerment comes from within, and we put the power outside of ourselves, and that's when we get into trouble. Now, another condition that's very common is hyperopia. The main emotion here is anger. It's about pushing the world away, and it's difficult. You have a difficult time coming into details. I did a post on TikTok recently on reading glasses, and I think we had I can't remember. We must have had like 20,000 views. It just went viral that people that are using reading glasses, they know that when they wear the plus lens, even though it makes things bigger than they really are, what it's actually doing is it's creating a hypotonicity, a flaccidness in the ciliary muscles, in the eye muscles. And so you get so dependent on the magnification lens that you're gone. That's it. Forget it. You need the magnification lens. And there are things that you can do to reduce farsightedness. We do it all the time. And again, it's a technique of being able to develop more focusing flexibility. This idea that, well, because you're a certain age, you're going to develop a certain condition is really caveman thinking, in my view. And there are much better ways to address the body as a way to help us connect to our own healing mechanism. Astigmatism is another one that is a twist in the eye, and you can either get it in nearsighted or farsighted. Again, there's a structural integration perspective back to my interview with Gail Rosewood and the Rolfe Institute. I talked a lot about changing the structure and the twist in the body and how that releases the twist in the eyes. I mean, that's just really amazing to see that connection on a postural level. I mean, we see it in even modalities like Feldenkrais. Feldenkrais has a whole series of eye exercises that work really well at reversing a lot of the tension and the trauma that we carry in our eyes. Which takes me to strabismus. I see so many kids who have the eye turn, and surgery is not an option because it disconnects you from yourself. You second guess yourself. The source of vision is in the brain. The source of vision is in the mind. And when you start cutting a muscle, you are disrupting the communication pathway in the brain-eye connection. So it's not a very successful surgery. And Continuum, we're going to talk about Continuum in a few minutes. Again, another one of the speakers who I've invited, Emma Destrubet. She's a colleague of mine, just a lovely person, acupuncturist, Continuum teacher, somatic educator. And Emma's going to be giving us a presentation from her point of view, body sovereignty, soma sovereignty. And I'm going to leave it to her, but I just think she has such great info. If you're from the Los Angeles area, I would book a session with her. She is just incredible. So we'll talk more about Continuum in a little bit. All right, right now we're going to come to an experiential part. So if you wear glasses or contacts, you're able to take them out, great. If not, that's okay. We're going to talk about the right, left eye, and we're going to do some dialogue right now. So what I want you to do is I want you to cover your left eye, and I want you to look out into the room, and I'm going to ask your right eye a couple questions, and I want you to be honest. Give me your stream of consciousness. Right eye, how old do you feel? So I want you to tune into yourself. Right eye, how old do you feel? Second question, right eye, do you know you're married to the left eye? What's the right eye saying about that? Is there a relationship? Third question, right eye, are you connected to your body? See if the right eye is connected to its body or not. Does it even know it has a body? And question number 4, right eye, what do you need that you're not getting? Maybe it's a vitamin, maybe it's a modality treatment, maybe it's taking off your lenses, maybe it's getting more sunlight, who knows? All right, now this is an important part. This is where the neuroplasticity kicks in. I want you to take your hand away and I want you to reintroduce your left eye. And I want you to notice how much wider things are, how much brighter things are, how much clearer things are. That was what, a 1-minute exploration? And you already had improvement. All right, now I want you to cover your other eye. So if you've covered your left eye, now you're going to cover your right eye. We're going to talk to the left eye now. Left eye, how old are you? Left eye, do you know you're married to the right eye? How's the marriage? Third question, left eye, are you connected to your body? Do you know you have a body? What's your relationship to your body? And number 4, left eye, what do you need that you're not getting? Okay, now slowly take your hand away. I want you to look around. Notice how you see, how you feel. Your eyes are probably seeing better and you're more relaxed. This was a 30-day challenge to do the dialogue every day. And on the slide, I talk about how the right eye represents our thinking, our analyzing. Our left eye represents our spatial creative. And for many people, one eye is doing a lot more than the other. And I'd be curious to know how your marriage is between your two eyes. So this is a 30-day challenge for you. All right, we're moving on. We're on number 4 of the 7 ways that you can improve your eye health. And this is healing trauma, releasing toxicities in the eyes. I talked about Gabrielle. She's one of our featured speakers, so you want to be there for her presentation on color therapy. Color therapy can heal trauma. It can release toxins in a way that detoxes the eyes. It's a very powerful modality in energy medicine. That's me a few years ago. I did a research study on traumatic brain injury, and I published it in a medical journal. And basically, I found that the things that I'm teaching you right now and the things that I do, these TBI patients all got better. It was 100%. And they went back to their jobs. They went back to their families. They got their life back. And the eyes are so connected to trauma. And we've all experienced trauma. There isn't one person on this planet that hasn't experienced trauma. And to learn how to heal trauma, I think, is a very important piece in the overall health and wellness. All right, number 5 in our 7 journey tonight, blue light in our eyes. And as I said, tomorrow, Dr. Dhruvan Patel, is going to be talking about blue light and all the Zoom sessions we're doing. I would highly recommend going to the expo. Get yourself the screens, the shields for your digital protection. Blue light is a big problem, and it's only getting worse. It affects our sleep. You know, I equate blue light to like going to a tanning salon, but you only go to a tanning salon for like 5 minutes, but you're staring at a screen for hours. It dries out your skin, creates more inflammation. It does a lot of negative things, and I want you to learn more about it. And number 6, receiving 60 minutes of natural sunlight in nature every day. This is really important. Again, Gabrielle is going to speak about sunlight and natural light. Remember, when we get natural sunlight, it's food not only for our eyes, but for our entire body. And part of the light that enters the eyes goes to the non-visual pathways. This means that it activates and stimulates our endocrine system, our pineal gland, our pituitary, our hypothalamus. Also, the color therapy bathes the blood vessels in the eyes, and about every 40 minutes, those blood vessels are transporting the light throughout the entire body. So you become a light body again. We are light bodies. And when we start developing disease, we start seeing it in the energy fields, first of all, and then it goes into the physical body. So we need the natural sunlight every day. It balances our circadian rhythm. It helps our mood. Very positive to get natural sunlight without any protection. Again, you can use a hat. You don't have to look directly in the sun. Even if there's a cloudy day, you still get the benefits of the sunlight. I gave a session the other day to somebody who lives in Minnesota, and I recommended she get natural sunlight. And she said, but it's always cloudy here. And I said, doesn't matter. You still get the natural light by being out in nature and being outside. Now we're going to move to number 7, and this is my neuroplasticity gift to you tonight. We're going to do a process called Continuum. This is a somatic, body-centered modality. We're going to use some sound. We're going to use some touch. We're going to do some things that are going to stimulate your vision, your brain, and your body. And again, I mentioned Emma. She's one of my colleagues in Continuum, and I'm sure she's going to be speaking some about Continuum on Sunday. So, based on our current lifestyle, culturally, we are staring at screens so much, and what it's doing to our tissue, not only our eye tissue, is this thrusting forward, this staring, this gripping, this tightening. And so tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to do a process that's going to help you be able to spread the tissue and to create more fluidity in your eyes and your visual pathway. And one of the ways to do that is through a spiral, thinking spirally, moving spirally. I'll share some research I did on water. I did some research on the energy of water. And what I found is that when water goes in a straight line, the energy of the water is less. And when you spiral the water, the energy gets more. And there's an instrument I use called a GDV camera where I could actually put electrical charges into the water droplets, and I could watch how the water handled the energy. So when we make spiral movements, this opens up the hydration, not only in our eyes and in our body. And I think that aging occurs because we're drying out. Certainly in our eyes it is, but also in our body. This is where inflammation lives. This is where pain lives. And part of the reason why this happens is because we are doing very robotic movements. If you think of all the same movements you make every day on your computer, on your phone, it's going to break down your eyes. And so tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to invoke the water element, and we're going to bring more of the water back into our eyes and our body, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So this is an anatomical picture of the muscles around the eyes, around the face, and you can see that these muscles have a spiral nature to them. And if you put sound into this tissue all over, it's going to release the tension and stress that we're all carrying. We have in the speaker realm a biological dentist. His name is Dr. Sebastian Lomas. He's from the UK, and he's going to be speaking about the importance of biological dentistry, the jaw, the teeth. They reflect our health. And I'm sorry to say that allopathic dentistry does more harm than good most of the time. And so on a tissue level, on a muscular level, on a fascia level, we're going to work with opening up our circulation tonight. And the beautiful thing is you can do this without a fancy machine. You're the machine. You're the biological machine that you're going to be using. So in this process, which we call Continuum, Continuum is a process that was invented by one of my colleagues, mentors, teachers, Emily Conrad. And Emily and I were very close. We were good friends, colleagues, and I became a Continuum teacher in studying with her. You know, she had a very serious eye problem. She had glaucoma, so I was able to help her manage that. And so the idea is that we are going to use different sounds, breaths, spiral movements, and awareness to create the circulation. And I highly recommend Emily's book, Life on Land. You know, I was sharing with a colleague this morning who's a creativity coach, and I was sharing that I was listening to a lecture that Emily was giving. It was back in 2010. And I swear, what she was saying in 2010 could be today. The things that she was saying. She was quite a visionary in that way and a pioneer who was working in the somatic field, the body-centered field. And one of my frustrations is that we've given our power away, our body away, and we're not taking our authority back in our body, including our eyes. And I think one of the challenges is that when we go to a medical professional, that we need to stay connected to our bodies, and whatever is being told to us, that we take it in, we feel it, we go, is this right? Is this not right? We just don't listen to what they're saying as the gospel, because it may not be. And it's one of my teachings. Emily used to teach it. I know the speakers here all teach it as well. It's why I chose them. All right, so in Continuum, we call this a dive, and I'm going to walk you through this. So we're all sitting up, and so get comfortable in where you're sitting, and you're going to take two baselines, because we're going to take a baseline at the beginning, and we're going to take a baseline at the end, and you're going to be able to compare the difference. So at the beginning, what I want you to do is right now, I want you to take a look around the room. I want you to notice your eyesight. It could be your clarity, your blur. If you wear lenses, you could certainly take them off. That's a nice way to do it. If not, it's okay. So get a baseline on how you see the world. Maybe you do the right eye. Maybe you do the left eye. Maybe you're dealing with macular pucker or cataract or glaucoma or something. So you just want to make a comparison, one eye versus the other. Now, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take a baseline of your breathing. We could spend a whole day on breathing. And I want you to notice, is your breath fast? Is it slow? Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it localized in a small area? Just be aware of what your breathing rhythm is right now. Our breathing mirrors our vision. Our vision mirrors our breathing. Our breathing mirrors the health of our nervous system. And I want you to take note of your breathing right now, because at the end, your breathing is going to change. And of course, breathing is so important in oxygenating and hydrating. Remember I talked about that at the very beginning? Okay, so in Continuum, we use different sounds. And tonight, we're going to use the M sound. It's a very easy sound to use. There's certainly more complicated sounds. And this is more of a sound breath. Sometimes we use a big sound. Sometimes we use just a breath like this. So we're going to use kind of the in-between. And I'm using the in-between because I want us to be out of the black and white. I want us to be in the gray area. And when we make gestures, when we do different sounds like this, it's an opportunity for our consciousness to move into the gray, where we're bridging. So the way you do this M sound is kind of like this. So it's like a soft growl. Now, while you're making the sound, I want you to start making some spirals around your jaw, your face, your eyes. You saw that anatomical picture, and your forehead. And when we begin, you're going to do 6 of the M sounds while you're moving your hands. So you're just going to count as you do it. So maybe let's do it right now together. So go ahead and close your eyes. You can place your hands on your jaw. And I want you to do 6 soft growls. Your mouth is closed. kind of like an M sound, kind of a soft in between. And go at your speed. And after you've done 6, keep your eyes closed, and I'll take you to the next part of this. Hmm. 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 Okay, you can open your eyes. And now we're going to do the second sound, and this is more of a breath sound. You know the TH that you make, you put your tongue in between the 2 teeth? That's the theta breath, and the theta breath helps spread the muscle. And so what you're going to do with the theta breath is you're going to start with your fingers on the inside part, and you're going to spread out like this. Okay? So when you do the thetas, you can do it on the exhale. Like that. Okay? So that's number 2. You're going to do the thetas with the eyes closed. And then we're going to spotlight your tongue. Now, the tongue is part of the spinal cord. The tongue is also part of the network of our nervous system. It represents the soft tissue in our body. It's undulating, it's moving. It starts our digestive system. So what you're going to do after you've done the thetas is you're going to place your tongue at the roof of the mouth, and you're just going to move the tongue along the soft palate. Okay? So the way this works is you're going to do the theta breath with the eyes, and then you can keep your eyes closed, and then you're going to do the tongue, and you're just going to be massaging the tongue for like a minute. Okay? So why don't we do that right now? Together, we're going to do 6 theta breaths. I'm going to do it with you. And then you can drop your hands, you keep your eyes closed, and you're just going to massage your tongue around the soft palate. And this is going to stimulate a lot of things in your acupuncture meridians, and it's going to relax your nervous system. All right, so close your eyes. Place your fingers on the inside part of the nose by the sinuses, and you're going to make a TH sound on the exhale, like a th sound, and just do 6 of them and slowly spread your fingers across the eyes. Okay, you can drop your hands. You can put them down on your lap. Now I want you to activate your tongue. So your eyes are still closed. Put it at the roof of the mouth. And just press and massage on the soft palate. You can go to the wrinkles behind your teeth. Really work your tongue out. Go back, retract, protract, come forward. Maybe another 30 seconds or so. and you can open your eyes. So hopefully that's feeling okay right now. So I want to talk a little bit about something called open attention. Open attention means that you're going to do this sequence again, and you're going to pause, and when you go into the pause, you're just going to be listening to your body's sensation. You're going to be listening to your body's response. And you're not going to mute it. You're not going to suppress it. You're just going to continually go with your awareness. And it's a great way for you to release the tension, the stress, increase the circulation in your facial eye area. So it's a really important piece. So what's going to happen right now is, see here, we are going to go back to the first part of the sequence, and we're going to do the M sound breath again together. I'm going to guide you in it. And then I'm going to guide you into the theta breath again. And then the tongue. And then we're going to go into open attention. So we're going to do it together. I'm going to be right there with you. So what I'd like you to do is you can close your eyes. You can take your hands and put it somewhere on your jaw. And you're going to make 6 soft growls. The M. And you're going to spiral. Keep your eyes closed. And let's do 6 more. You can spiral any way you want. Clockwise, counterclockwise, small spirals, big spirals. Get your forehead. Pause. Keep your eyes closed. And now I'd like you to keep your eyes closed and just rock a little bit, just subtly forwards and backwards. And we're going to do a last round of 6 and touch somewhere else on your face or your eyes that you haven't touched yet. 6 more. Okay, after the 6, you can drop your hands, you can open your eyes. Just take a moment, look around the room, collect yourself. And now we're going to do the theta breath. This is the one with the TH across. And what I like to do, sometimes I go this way, sometimes I come in, sometimes I'll go up and down. So in other words, be creative in how you're going to touch your eyes while you're doing the thetas. Do something that you haven't done yet. So good for the brain. All right, so close your eyes and let's do 6 of the thetas. Remember, that's the TH sound. Now, if you've done your 6, keep your eyes closed and now put your tongue at the roof of the mouth and just move it around somewhere, something different. Maybe a spiral, maybe a back and forth. The key is play. Just play in it. Maybe massage one side more than the other. You can also rock forwards and backwards a little bit if you want to. Okay, so you can pause now. Just keep your eyes closed. And we're going to go into open attention together. So keep your eyes closed. And what you're going to do is just listen. Listen for sensation. Where are you feeling it? Maybe you want to make a little movement. In other words, let your body do what it wants to do. Sense, feel, follow. Keep following. If you've got tension somewhere, maybe just take your awareness and put it right on that tension. Beautiful. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is we're going to end this dive. So I'd like you to open your eyes and I'd like you to take a final baseline. First of all, of your eyesight. I want you to look around. Notice how your eyes are feeling, what they're seeing. And then take a baseline. You may want to do this with your eyes closed with your breath. Notice again the speed of the breathing, the depth of the breathing. It's probably going to be more slowed down. So this particular practice is something that I would challenge you to do, again, for the next 30 days, as a way to allow your body's intelligence, your biointelligence, to get more activated. And again, I will send you the sequence that you can do. You also probably have the video. This is one of many practices that we teach people to help them develop better, well, as we can say, self-regulation. And I think that the self-regulation is key. If we can learn to self-regulate, we have got a real advantage in being able to manage our health. So we have a few minutes left. I know we're going to go back to the expo, and I wanted to leave a little time. If you want to share your comments, either about the practice, or if you have questions. Somebody asked a question about macular pucker, which I'm happy to answer. And if you've got any questions or comments, please type them in the chat. And if not, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Please send your comments to me. I'd love to hear from you.